Good afternoon, everyone. Want to buy a house? 45% over list price. China out on the world market buying 6x the amount of wheat from last year. At the same time, wheat prices hitting the highest since 2014. Vegetable oils at 12-year highs. Soybeans rallying, your food prices up. Nigeria dumping the dollar, halt to dollar funding for wheat imports. Record buying of Swiss gold imported into the U.S. at record levels. Traveling to Hawaii because they eased restrictions. On Maui, you'll spend $722 a day for a rental car. Oh, I mean $1,000, but that's on Oahu. It's a convertible after all, and you still have to pay tax and insurance. That's $1,184. Thanks for your business. Do I smell a whiff of hyperinflation? Investors could see some of the strongest price action in gold this year, according to Wells Fargo, which sees signs of a developing rally. The driver behind this new spark in prices is diminishing supply growth, and it could take gold to $2,200 an ounce. Gold supplies have flipped from excessive to deficient, and such times in the past have sparked some of gold's strongest price rallies. And many believe we're on the eve of a new commodity bull supercycle, which would only be the seventh since the year 1800. Patriot Gold Group has the no fee for life IRA, where your IRA or 401k can be in physical gold and silver, and you may be eligible for the no fee for life IRA. So go ahead and give the folks at Patriot Gold Group a call to discuss physical gold and silver. And the knowledge that Patriot Gold Group is Consumer Affairs' top-rated gold IRA dealer 5 years in a row from 2016 until present. Click the link in the description box below for more information. And now on with the video. And with hyperinflation inbound, looks like we're repeating Weimar Republic, just the years leading up into the massive jumps in exchange rate. Stock to flow model, I think we're going to need that $1 million Bitcoin to cope with what's coming up and what's here already. 45% of homes sold above list price. You ask for $100,000, you're going to get $145,000. You ask for $500,000, you're going to get above $7,000. What would you do with the fiat money right now? I would run out and exchange it for something of value, because there's an enormous amount of money flowing around chasing goods right now. And the Redfin Homebuyers Demand Index up 130% from 2020. I do believe they're referencing January, February, March data here compared to where we sit in April of this year. Below 100 in those first 2 months of 2020, but you can see the inverse spike here. 2021, I wonder what's spooking people with money to flee the cities, relocation to the countryside. Gee, what do you think they know? Now, in addition to the skyrocketing food prices that everybody is seeing across every state and all the supermarkets, if you haven't seen it firsthand, you haven't been shopping. This is off the U.S. Wheat Associates Commercial Sales Report. Breaks down all the different nations that the U.S. is selling to. But I want to focus in on China right at the top there. A 6x increase from last year. So China is voraciously buying due to the losses of the massive floods when they thought the Three Gorges Dam might overtop, so they let all that water out. It flooded the farmland, flooded storage facilities, flooded the cities. But not to worry, they have enough Forex reserves and gold reserves to go out on the market and buy food. And you're seeing exactly that. A lot of other nations have cut back their imports of wheat, but there is balance. China will take anything and redirect everything from any country it can. And one of the conundrums with China is they're on a massive buying spree, but prices are on an all-time spiking upward spree as well. Wheat futures hitting 8-week highs after extended highs. 3% here, 2% there, 4% there. Oh, limit up, stop trading. Corn contracts racing to where they actually should have been after the massive mega floods in Oklahoma a couple years back without the manipulation from the USDA. Soybean futures surging across all commodities markets. Veg oils hitting 9-year highs. That was on the 20th of April. 2 days later, wheat crosses yet another high, $7 a bushel. China's demand for corn driving futures prices. Limit up, stop trading, cool down period. Soybeans rallying again. Oh wait, how did the veg oils move from a 9-year high to a 12-year high in 2 days? Can you say China buying? Oh, wait a second. What's that going to do to the rest of the prices around the U.S. and the world? And reading further into the article from the CBOT, that's Chicago Board of Trade, the soybean oil futures are the highest since 2008. Remember that super cycle commodity before the subprime crisis and the massive financial crash? A lot of similarities happening at the moment here. Everything heading up and up, except for Argentina's soybean output and exports. Pulled back. The rosy forecast from the USDA once again quelled back to reality. Almost 52 million tons were forecast, but lower that to 45 million tons. Also, exports reeled back to 5.5 million tons. But leave it up to the USDA for rosy 2022 forecast. Argentina is going to remain strong. The new crop, it's going to raise another 500,000 tons. And the exports, they're going right up to 6.65 million. These are fictitious numbers. Yield estimates need to have a little more check and balance in them than market manipulation and market stabilization, as the USDA is the tool for that. And sometimes global events kick off in smaller nations. All eyes should be on this report right here. Nigerian central bank plans to halt dollar funding for wheat imports. So in earnest, now we have a country saying we don't want to use dollars anymore. But how does that work on the ground? Well, local traders are going to have to go out and find something else that will have value across possibly Africa and the world. Can you say stable coins? Can you say cryptocurrency? Bread prices rising 15%, plus the overall wheat consumption increasing at 10% per year. But they're going to look for a different way to pay that because the U.S. dollar no longer welcome here. Stock to flow model, like I said in the beginning, we're going to need that $1 million Bitcoin to continue on our hyperinflationary journey through the next year or two. Jumping over to India's Swiss gold imports, that's where Switzerland exports their gold to other nations that are willing to buy it, such as India. Highest in almost 8 years. This comes from the Swiss Federal Customs Administration. And following along that Bloomberg reporting, record buying, United States taking up that record position for gold imports. This should be yet another indicator those with cash are positioning themselves for a massive crash, dollar de-escalation, dollar evaporation, because gold will hold. Regardless if the fiat switches, that beautiful yellow metal will still have value. Has for 6,000 plus years. Not going to change tomorrow. Green paperbacks. Look at what happened in the 1800s with greenbacks in the United States, and you'll see how quickly things come and go, come and go, come and go. And one of the more bizarre stories of the week here, Hawaiian rental car shortage leaves tourists renting U-Haul trucks as a vehicle to get around the islands on their tropical holiday getaway. Now, Hawaii just relaxed all COVID restrictions, so there's a tidal wave of people going back saying, yay, Hawaii. Going to be a lot of beaches that are pretty empty. Yet because everybody still has to stay 6 feet apart, everything's sold out. All the activities are completely booked because they can only run at not even 1/4 of what they used to. But because when this initially started, The tourist industry did not know what was going to happen in Hawaii, so they sold most of their fleets of cars. Now, a lot of those were taken actually on container ships off the island. So now that there's this massive light switch turn on again for tourism, there's definitely not enough vehicles there right now. So if you think it's kind of strange that tourists would be driving around a U-Haul to go visit the beaches, the Hertz vehicles currently in Kahului, if you're going to rent one coming out of the airport there, a Toyota Camry, $722 per day. And they're completely sold out, which means people are paying those absurd prices to the point that every vehicle is rented in the fleet at that price. So a 10-day holiday, you would think it would be $7,200 with simple math, but oh no, we have taxes and insurance. So that $722 vehicle is actually $846, multiplied by 10 now, $8,460. Your total to rent a car for 10 days. But that's on Maui. Over to Oahu, $1,000 a day is what you're going to pay. But look, it's a convertible. And don't forget taxes and license and insurance. That would be $1,184 per day. So do a 10-day trip. And that would be $11,840. So I wonder if anybody's going to look into that price gouging there. But don't worry, you don't have to. Stock to flow is where you go. Hyperinflation inbound. I don't know if it's just these prices or because there's too much money running around chasing too few goods and too few services, or if we're truly getting to the point where the dollar's being deflated away so much that you're spending $1,000 to rent a car. Your food's going up everywhere. You can't even blink your eyes without prices rising again. You're going to need storable foods. My Patriot Supply and Adapt 2030, the 2-week or the 4-week emergency food supply. My Patriot Supply also has 1 month, 6 month, and 1 year packages. Think about it. You're buying it now. It's going to be far cheaper than it will next year. Plus, you can store that for 20 years in the Mylar bags. That link to My Patriot Supply is in the description box below the video. It's a great way to support the channel. And along with that, the links to all the stories and images that I covered tonight are right in the description box below, as well as the PDF to the U.S. Wheat Associates if you want to go dig deeper into the pricing. I do thank you for watching. Hope you got something out of the video, and I'll see you next time.